Okay, this video is to explain the purpose behind the room changes for the midterm and the final. I know that we've already passed the midterm, but as a reminder, first of all, this is coming from the original syllabus, so I'll look at that one and then I'll also look at the updated one and then I'll explain the changes. So here we have during the midterm, which we already discussed, that was on June 23rd. That the room had to change from room 467 to room 278, and the final was also scheduled in room 467, but at that time we had to remove it for room conflict reasons and put it in room 278 as well. The problem that we have here now is that room 278 is going to have some construction in front of it, and we do not want to use that room for our final. So if you look down on the old syllabus, it would have said that the midterm was on June 23rd, making up 15% of the grade, and the final exam was on July 30th, making up 15%, and they were both indicated for room 278 after the change in the middle of the semester. But now we need this to be 278 and room 231 for the final. Now in the Dropbox there is an updated version of the syllabus that shows these changes. It's entitled Math 25 LO2 and LO3 Syllabus Update, and it's not much different except for that it would say room 231 where the finals room location was stated, both at the top. Also down below you'll see that it has the correct room that we used for the midterm, 278, and the updated room we will use for the final, room 231. And just as we did during the midterm, I will place a poll in Piazza to ask you about the final. So the poll we asked before was about the midterm, making sure we knew what room it was going to be in, and the options that we had depending on our section. Those options before were 7 a.m. for the morning and 7 p.m. for the evening. So we will have a 7:30 a.m., but I'll be there as close to 7 as possible if you want to come a little early, and we will have a 7 p.m. in the evening. Let me show you that. Here is the My West Hills current student view of the class that had posted the midterm and the final requirements from the beginning of enrollment, or pre-enrollment. Now you'll see stated though, and this was the change that they made after 3 weeks when the session began and we found out we were having a room conflict. You'll see that they had these same changes stated there. Room 278 would be for the midterm, and that was both the morning and afternoon session. And then room 231 for the evening, and both morning and afternoon. The typos here are insignificant. It does state, a little ROMM27. That was supposed to say 278. And for example, the date there should be 7-30-15. But either way, what is significant and important to remember or to know is that there will be on the 30th a morning session at 7:30, and it'll be 7:30 to 8:30, and then an evening session which will actually be open from 7 to 9, both in room 231. Please mark these changes down for yourself because I cannot make the changes to appear with the iPad that I'm using for classroom management this summer, since they need to have a doc file type loaded, and when I made the updates, it automatically changed them to a docx file. So from the iPad, I haven't been able to make the change, but I'm explaining the change to you here. I just want you to know that if you go into MyMathLab where the syllabus is, you'll see that it still says room 278 for the midterm and 278 for the final, but just remember that that means 231, or should say 231. This is how you should read the room schedule for the midterm and final. That'll be on the 30th, unless you have proctoring arrangements, in which case none of this really matters to you, or if you had to take it at a different time and we've made contact and I'm going to be doing it with you in my office. So at this point, just make sure that you're finishing up all quizzes, that you're up to date on homework. Everything from past the midterm is still open into the homework, but in the quizzes, we still have the chapter 10 quiz that was extended, and the 11-12 quiz that is supposed to be due today, which covers 11 to, I think it's 11-3 and 12-2. Either way, it covers the same stuff that was required for homework. And then you've got your practice exam. Keep your eye on that. You have 5 attempts. And what's different here is that when you finish a practice exam attempt, you can immediately look at your results. That's intended to be helpful for your studying purpose. And I have a video for each one of those. So if you check in Piazza, you'll see that I've broken up videos for every 3 or so problems, where I just show you how I would work it out with technology. If you have any more questions, let me know, and I will try to answer them.